Hello, Internet. Happy Sunday. Hi, yeah, I'm gonna do my sonnet kind of early today because last time I tried to record it live and the sync was off, and then I tried to record it and the audio didn't work, and then I recorded it again, and by that time I was like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. So I was kind of I didn't talk about it too much after, and I kind of want to talk. Um, uh, Discuss the sonnet after a little bit, because I don't want to just record this and then have that be nothing, because I feel like otherwise I'm not really learning or benefiting from it. So yeah, I'm going to do the sonnet number 2 now, and then I'm going to talk about it after. Okay. When 40 winters shall besiege thy brow and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field, thy youth's proud livery, so gazed on now, will be a tottered weed of small worth held. Then, being asked, where all thy beauty lies, where all the treasure of thy lusty days, to say, within thine own deep sunken eyes were an all-eating shame and thriftless praise, how much more praise deserved thy beauty's use, if thou couldst answer, this fair child of mine shall sum my count and make my old excuse, proving his beauty by succession thine. This were to be new made when thou art old, and see thy blood warm when thou feel'st it cold. So that was sonnet number 2. I think I talked about this a little bit last time, that this is like a direct continuation of Sonnet 1. It's very much not, in my opinion, not standalone. It's, a lot of the same subject matter, direct continuation of last time around, from fairest creatures we desire increase, that kind of, beautiful and good things should contribute back to the world by having children, continuing that beauty on after they're gone. And so this is very much dealing with the same subject matter. The tone that I had in this was very much driven by the tone of Sonnet 1, or where I ended up kind of with the tone of Sonnet 1. Sonnet 1, as I was memorizing it and going through it over and over again, it like developed into this kind of insistent kind of irritation of like, oh my god, you're faffing around doing nothing while you're here, and you have these wonderful tools that you should be putting to use for worthy pursuits and things that are actually going to make a difference when you're dead, And so in this sonnet, it occurred to me as I was memorizing this one that if you take them as two connected parts of the same kind of dialogue with the fair youth, that this is a shift in tactic. This is try to pitch something to someone instead of, trying to provoke someone into action, So with this kind of, if you have kids, that would be kind of cool, and you could point to that and say, hey, look, I did this wonderful thing, and when I'm, that line at the end about, and see thy blood warm when thou feelst it cold, is really profound, and it's something I didn't really, obviously being kind of, young, don't have kids, it's not something I've been able to really experience, but, kind of when you have kids and they're in, they're really growing up, obviously it's, when they're cute and adorable babies, that's one thing, but it's not like that's really relatable, because, I don't really remember what it's like to be a baby, but when you see them, like, 16, learning to drive, seeing and remembering your experiences through them and kind of vicariously experience what it's like to be young is, that's really cool. So the tone of this one seemed a lot more kind of, not salesman-y, but kind of like, sell them on it in a positive way, and make him think it's his own idea. But yeah, really, really beautiful language. That last line, and see thy blood warm when thou feels so cold. Oh my God, the scansion in that line is all sorts of messed up. That really gave me a lot of trouble. And so, let me know if there's like an interesting way to scan that. Nothing felt like easy about it. So, I guess the question then is, what is going on emotionally with the speaker at that moment? And because in Shakespeare, typically, when the scansion gets all sort of funky, that's a moment of duress, of heightened emotion that is causing that unevenness in the scansion. So it's in direct contrast to a lot of the earlier lines that kind of really flow in that kind of normal ba 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 ba. Like it's this sonnet more so to me than the last one had more of that kind of really smooth, fast kind of flowery language that you kind of unload, and then it washes over in this kind of charming ways. I mean, again, that's kind of what I was feeling in terms of like tactical, how the speaker's trying to motivate the fair youth. Another thing, the repeated important words again, and it's something I'm a little unsure of how I feel about it. Part of me likes it. Part of me, it just kind of seems, I don't know. So when 40 winters shall besiege thy brow and dig deep trenches in thy beauty's field. Beauty and beauty in the same two. I think that the stronger choice is to lean into the beauty, like dig it, really hit those lines, hit those specific words rather. So I very much get the sense that these two sonnets were written like Shakespeare, chronologically speaking. It seems like he just kept writing, So that's something I'd like to research, I guess, a little bit and learn more about, because how do you write 154 sonnets? Is it 154 sittings? Is it 2 sittings? Somewhere in the middle. So that curiosity is already sparking, and so I'd like to learn more about it. And this is at least working for me in that sense, because that's what I kind of wanted to get out of this, is not only takeaways and important thoughts and questions about like the philosophical topics that are dealt with these sonnets, which it already is a lot, but just Shakespeare history is already being cultivated. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to post this now. I think I'm going to continue to post recorded videos on Sundays, but maybe I'll investigate live streaming again, but it seemed really unsuccessful the first time, and I don't really know what it was, because my Wi-Fi here at my apartment is usually pretty good, so I don't know. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, or like the video or whatever. And so next week, Sunday, I'll be doing sonnet number 3. Again, in chronological order. I haven't even looked at it yet, so I'm excited to see if it continues on the same thread or if there's more of a shift. So, thanks for watching. Happy Sunday.